Charan, Chairman and Managing Director of Kings Infra Ventures, and Mr. Balagopal is a Executive Director, and we are Mr. Lalbancharia is the CFO, and now we are launching a new platform, which is a digital platform to help aquaculture farmers. So the digital platform is an independent company. It's headed by Mr. Chandrabhat. He has more than 35 years experience in internationally renowned expert in aquaculture. And then Mr. Ajit Somarajan, who's a banker and a finance and technology expert with background of agriculture background. And he's also joined us as co-founder. So this is our team over here, and possibly if I can know who all are here, you can also introduce yourself. That will be great.
Okay.
Sure. Good afternoon to everyone. Myself Sandeep from HMTV. We are having both, we are in print media as well as in electronic media.
So I'm Sanjay Agarwal. So I'm actually covering various ministries, in fact all the ministries. So I'm also the beat reporter for the Ministry of Agriculture. And I work for a platform, World News, and then the YouTube channel, and then also the newspapers, which is bilingual, English and Hindi. So we are covering all aspects of whatever is happening around us.
Yeah, I am Usmani from ETV Bharat, and also I YouTube channel Newslink India and ETV Bharat.
My name is Ekilal, Sadwani Samachar, Noida Bureau Chief.
I'm Ranveer Singh, editor of Green Platform for Rural Voice, and I'm former editor of Aquaculture.
I'm Ramparthi from Uncovered India. You, sir?
Myself Srikanshi from Info Post News, National News Portal.
Good morning, Bharat Samachar and News 16 YouTube channel.
राजेश शर्मा, दैनिक जगत क्रांति.
Rinkuji, sir. Good evening. I now request our Executive Director, Mr. Balagopal, you are welcome.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
A very, very good afternoon to all of you who have joined us this afternoon for this press meet by Kings and Sister 360. We are indeed very happy that all of you are here with us. I now wish to introduce, we have already introduced the team with us, so I would now like to request our Chairman and Managing Director, Mr. Shaji Devi John, to address. Thank you.
Thank you, Bala. Thank you, all of you. Today is a very important day for us at Kings and Sister, because we are on the verge of officially, commercially launching a new platform which will help transform the aquaculture industry in this country. As you know, aquaculture is maybe in the northern India, it's a new science, a new practice. But it is also one of the biggest priority of the government of India, especially after our Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji in 2014. One of the major decisions he made after swearing in as a PM, he announced the Blue Revolution. He made a call for Blue Revolution in July 2014. From July 2014 till today, in 2023, we have seen a huge change. A new ministry was formed. The Ministry of Fisheries was given independent cabinet rank minister in charge of fisheries, and the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana was launched. Almost 30 to 40,000 crores of supports to the farmers have been committed, and there is, even in every part of the country now, from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, from Kutch to the northeast, everywhere, different forms of aquaculture is bringing tremendous social and economic upliftment for the people. When we talk of aquaculture, people just think it is growing fish. But aquaculture and the Blue Revolution has a much more bigger scope than just growing the fish. More than 500 aquatic plants and species are cultivable in the world. And from this, there are seaweeds, there are nutrients, there are so many species. Even 70% of aquaculture can be in the plant-based aquaculture is also there, and it is coming up in a big way in our country. So, I myself, I have started the first aquaculture integrated shrimp farm in the country in 1987 with collaboration from Japanese scientists. We worked closely with the scientific communities, and we developed the first integrated shrimp farm in the country in 1987. Now, a large segment of the technocrats from this industry were developed and trained by us, and they are all in very important positions, whether in academic bodies, whether in international companies, whether scientific research institutions. All of them who started their career with the King's Group in 1987 are widely spread out across the globe. So we thought, as a part of our giving back to our country and our society, we should build a platform which will get all these people together to give a new direction to the aquaculture industry in the country and to develop. India has a potential to be the world leader. If you see the current statistics, India stands at number 2 with 8% of the global production. But the number 1 position is China, which is almost close to 50% of the global production. They are the largest producer, largest consumer, largest importer, and largest exporter. But one big advantage that we realize that our country has is that we have a much larger exclusive economic zone, we have a much larger coastal area, we have much larger potential. And this being a relatively new science in India, and if we got an exclusive ministry for aquaculture and fisheries only about 4 years back, and whereas other countries have exploited 70 to 80% of their potential, we are still at 5% of the potential. We have today, if it is a 17 to 18 billion dollar total industry and about $7 billion export industry, you can imagine if that is 5%, then what will be if we reach even 60 to 70% of our potential. One of the few, aquaculture today is like what IT sector or digital transformation sector was in 2000s. So IT sector had a quantum leap during the 2000 period. The same way, the digital transformation of this country, where we are a global model today, happened 5 years back. And there is a huge 5 to 7 years back. This 7 years back has been an era of digital transformation. According to us, the next 7 to 10 years will be an era of integrated food production, distribution, and exports, and where India can be a global leader in food, in the food industry, and aquaculture will play a very dominant role. I am also saying this because I was part of the policy making bodies right from the start of this industry, and now the proper integration is happening from the farm to the final end use consumer. We are moving from just a commodity raw material supplier to a finished food producing destination. And globally, India's newfound dominance in the global scenario will also help India to be the major food supplier to the world. And aquaculture and fisheries will play a very dominant role in that transformation. So, with this in view, we are conducting an international seminar, a global seminar. We are invited different teams, different delegates from Vietnam, from Thailand, from Middle East, from Canada, and all of them are converging here, and they are all having a detailed meeting. Each of the aspects of considering sustainability, environment, the food chain, how to make the food chain free of any residues, free of antibiotics, free of chemicals, how to produce healthy food for our future generations. This is the theme of this global event, a global seminar, and it is also participated by all these senior scientists of this country. ICAR is represented, Central Institute of Brackish Water Aquaculture, SIBA is represented. There are few MOUs being signed during this seminar where the indigenous species development, as I said now, is more than 500 species can be cultivated. So we are maybe in 4 or 5 species now. So the indigenous species development, we have indigenous species which are much better than the present species which are in global market, which is mainly originated from South America or China. Those species which are there dominating the international market can be replaced by indigenous species from India. And our local conditions are more suitable for the indigenous species. All technology is available in the country, within the country, our research institutions and academies and universities, they are a wealth of knowledge. There are more research papers done in fisheries in India than elsewhere in the world. But these are all lying at a research paper level. Now, how industry can collaborate with the universities and research institutions in order to translate this into prosperity for our people in the rural areas. That is one of the main themes of this seminar. That's why all the research institutions are participating. Then NABARD and some of the nationalized banks and the ministry and from National Fisheries Development Board, they are all participating to explain to the farmers or fishermen and fish farmers across India to explain to them what are all the possibilities, what are the schemes that are available that they could utilize. So this conference also is helping the farmer to understand government species, the government schemes and possibilities, and also how this aquaculture can be done to enhance the environment. People have a thing that any farming will degrade the environment. But there are international experts who are coming in who will explain how it can help in improving carbon credits for the country, how we can enhance the environment, enhance our agriculture through some scientific interactions between agriculture and fisheries can enhance agriculture, create organic fertilizers. So there is such a big scope, and there is a special session on that. And the best thing about this function that we are organizing, that it is an interactive function. There are around 20 farmers clusters from across the country, from Tamil Nadu, from Gujarat, from Haryana. They are all having simultaneous meetings in their own villages or in their own wherever they are working from. 50 to 100 farmers from each area is joining parallelly, simultaneously in their own destinations. They are also taking part in this meeting because we have created an interactive two-way communication where their readers can also interact with the VIPs who are here, and they can communicate. Their opinion can be heard. The voice of the small farmer across the country can be heard in the decision makers, policy makers, and including all the VIPs who assemble here. They can have a first-hand interaction directly with the farmers' clusters. I think this is a first initiative of its kind from anybody in the industry, that organizing a two-way interactive conference between farmers and the authorities, and we will end up with a think tank session which will summarize opinion from all farmers from across the country, and which will be made into so we have some very senior policy makers who will help convert it into a series of suggestions which can be given to the minister and prime minister's office, and so that this can be taken in a very, very serious and positive matter. So coming to the people who will be attending this conference, our Honorable Minister, Union Cabinet Minister, Sri Parshuttam Rupalaji has agreed that he will inaugurate the seminar, and he will also launch the Sister 360 platform. Then we have an Honorable Member of Parliament, Sri N.K. Premchandran from Kerala, who will give the keynote address, highlighting the issues faced by the farmers he is from a constituency which has the largest fishing harbor in the country, and will have direct information and knowledge about the problems faced by fishermen and farmers. Then we have also the working president of the national working president of the Fishermen Federation of India. And we have Sri Dr. J.K. Jana, Deputy Director General of Indian Council for Agriculture Research. We have we have a special emissary from the media in Middle East, because there is a big scope for cooperation between Middle East and India in the food security. There is already a food security agreement between Middle East and India. So the managing editor of Khaleej Times, Sri Isaac John Patanatharampal, will also be present. And then we have Sri Kuldeep Lal, Director of SIBA, Central Institute of Fisheries. And there is a MOU being signed by SIBA and Kings on the occasion, which will work towards developing indigenous species of fish and prawns, which can be a global alternative to present South American or Chinese species. Then we have another MOU with Sista and a group of farmers from Haryana, Rajasthan, and from North India. And we also have one more MOU with Middle East and African entrepreneurs for utilizing Sista technology in those countries also. So this is generally the overall program. I would leave my colleagues to explain in detail, especially on the Sista and other matters. Thank you.
Hope if you have any questions on what Sir explained.
We'll have a question answer session after that. Just give a brief of Sista.
Yes, I'll give a quick brief of SISTA. SISTA stands for System for Integrated, Sustainable and Traceable Aquaculture. So, as Shaj sir also explained, so the aquaculture world, in fact, in general, the fisheries world has been evolving quite fast and has been growing very fast, and it also requires a lot of new kind of solutions. So, SISTA essentially have two parts. One, to address the farming practices, which is called SISTA protocol, and second, there is a platform which essentially takes care of post-farming part. So, by integrating both, basically by giving a solution end to end, with that what we mean is like to bring about a 360-degree transformation of the way aquaculture is practiced. Now, the first part, which is the SISTA protocol, is essentially pure science. By nature, fisheries is a highly efficient form of meat production, protein production, unlike most of the other way of protein, like for example poultry or goat or something. The resource efficiency of fisheries, fish production or any kind of aquatic being is extremely high. For example, in case of a goat, the resource efficiency in terms of FCR, food conversion ratio, is 7:1. So 7 kilograms of food will convert into 1 kilogram of output. Whereas in case of poultry, it is 2.5. When it comes to fish, it is 1:1, which is extremely, supremely efficient. 1 kilogram of food gives 1 kilogram of output. Similarly, other major challenge which other meat production faces is a carbon footprint. In case of cattle, the carbon footprint created is around 150 kilogram equivalent of carbon dioxide for every kilogram of protein. Whereas in case of poultry, it is 50. But when it comes to fisheries, it is just 10. So by nature, this is a highly efficient, kind of food protein production. The challenge is when you bring that cultivation in a confined environment by way of an aquaculture pond or any sort of aquaculture, the efficiencies drop. So in system, what we are trying to do is trying to replicate, recreate what is actually happening in nature in the pond. So, like for example, a lot of waste materials are getting generated in the pond. Now, usually, like that waste has to be dropped, thrown away, new water has to be filled. Through scientific methodologies using pure science, microbiology, we have created ways to convert that waste into food for the same fishes and aquatic beings living in the pond. So eventually it gets converted into zooplankton and phytoplankton, which is a natural food for the fish. So it has tremendous implication by way of clean water, clean energy, and also natural food, which reduces the cost to the farmers. So it improves yield and at the same time reduces cost for the farmer. We have created path-breaking results out of that by way of practicing these protocols in our farms. So now we want to give those knowledge to the farmers. So that is one part of it. The other part is farmers, by general, face a lot of challenges in selling the product to the buyers. They may not get the right price, they may not get the right buyers, and even from the buyer side, they have buyers also face challenges in terms of quality, etc. So here we are creating a platform which connects the farmers directly to the buyers, so that there is no information mismatches. There is better price discovery, between the farmers and buyers, which we call as sister exchange. We are also having another facet of the platform, which is called System Art, wherein farmers get to buy sustainable cultivation products, which is extremely difficult for a farmer to really get sustainable products. So this is one of the kind anywhere in the world. So there is a platform where farmers can buy input sustainable products. We are also bringing in world-class consultation advices to the farmers on disease management and various kind of challenges farmers face by way of sister consult. Then fourth part of the platform is sister services, wherein again farmers face a lot of challenges in terms of, let's say, finance and credit, insurance, government schemes, logistic supports. So all of these are part of the farmers' daily struggle, which we are trying to solve through the platform. So the platform is basically with the production protocol and the platform, we are trying to create a 360-degree service to the farmer as well as the entire aquaculture ecosystem, which will essentially transform the way the whole the business of agriculture is conducted, which will benefit farmers by way of improved profitability. Actual profitability improvement can up to the range of around 25%. And at the same time, better product, antibiotic-free products to the consumers, and better products to the buyers. So basically, like all stakeholders of the aquaculture industry will get benefited through these interventions. So this is in a nutshell what we do in System 360.
Thank you. Thank you, Ajay. Now I think we can have some time for question and answer. I think since we started late, lunch is also getting delayed. So we'll maybe 10 minutes we'll take for 5 questions. We can do.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Sir, I think I've introduced myself, Sanjay Agarwal, and I had some questions like about aquaculture. Many years back in 90s, this thing started, and after the Prime Minister has come in, so he's given this shape. And when you're talking about shrimp farming, so I understand like why Haryana is in, Haryana, we are not consumers, we don't consume. So one thing is I would like to know which are the countries where you're exporting, means when you're growing this. And another thing is that how much, when you say China is way ahead of us, and then you said that India has potential to be a global leader. So what are the challenges you're going to be facing, and by when do you think like you will be crossing, and what are the steps, sir?
Thank you so much. First of all, let me speak about Haryana.
Yes, sir.
And there's a region between Haryana, Rajasthan and Punjab, which has inland where the water is very saline and not suitable for any type of agricultural activities. So the government of India has given a special support to inland saline water aquaculture, and that has caught up in a big way. According to our studies, and we spent a lot of time in Haryana, Punjab and Rajasthan. And mainly in Haryana, Hisar area and surrounding areas have a lot of farms which have come up. And then Churu district of Rajasthan and some districts of Punjab together have, I think, over the last 5 years developed almost close to, there are more than 4,000-5,000 farmers, about more than 10,000 hectares are there, but these farmers are scattered, so they have a lot of logistic issues and some technical issues, but they can, it's a very good environment, and they are growing in a big way, and but they need, see, like the coastal areas of India had developed this almost 35 years back, so everything is available here. This being a new area, there is nothing, there's no organized sector which is available which can support to the farmers in terms of their inputs or buying back the product or selling. So the biggest problem faced by Haryana and the new development areas where farming is coming up with the plant is the marketing. When they buy, when they harvest, there is nobody to take, because the farming only has developed. The ancillary industries, the hatcheries, the logistics, the processing and the exports have not developed to that extent. So that's another area. That's why our first MOU will be with the Haryana and the northern area farmers, where there are almost already about 800 farmers have expressed they want, there is a need, and there is a requirement to be part of a cluster development program like ours. So they are part of this system movement. The first area where this whole idea has come up is when some farmers in Haryana contacted us, knowing our experience and expertise, and say how can we, because last year in January 2022 we created a world record in the banana mushroom production. We created the largest banana mushroom cultivated anywhere in the world. We grew it to a bigger size than what you get in the ocean in South America. So when that news came out, a group of farmers from Haryana contacted us. And that's how we thought this idea, okay, we have all the knowledge, resources. Why don't we share it with those farmers? So that's the whole idea. And then Mr. Chandra personally visited along with me, spent more time with those farms and developed the protocols. So that's the first part of the question. And the second part is regarding India vis-a-vis where we stand with China. Potentially we are far ahead, because most of the species, they want temperate climate. Our climate, our agroclimatic conditions are much better than China. China has 800,000 square miles of exclusive economic zone. India has 2 million square miles of exclusive economic zone. That means we have 250% more of ocean development. And with this Sagarmala project and everything, integrating our entire coastal areas, we are definitely ready for a quantum leap. The government's political will is there, the policy making has already been done. And this is the time when all the stakeholders should get to make this possible. And suddenly, if you are talking about increasing fivefold from 8 billion export to 30 to 40 billion export, and from a 16 billion domestic industry to 5 times of that, then marketing, technology, logistics, all these things have to follow. So a reasonable time frame that we think, and even the seminar we have put, 2030 is where we should be able to cross that line. So we'll be, if we rightly put all our resources together and all the gaps are filled, it may be another within a decade, but we have put as our target, we have put 2030. That's why the global, how India can be the developed aquaculture potential to be the global leader is the date is given as by 2030.
Right.
And all these things have to move parallelly for us to reach that. Chandra, you want to add?
It is, I think, well covered. And if you see also, the Chinese production, though it is very high, in terms of actually the meat per production, it is comparatively low because they are mainly concentrating on the shellfishes, where the edible meat percentage is very low. So here, with the climatic conditions suitable for aquaculture, with the higher diversity of species available for us, and higher potential for growing seaweeds and other related plant-related proteins, we have all the potential in hand, and with the government taking active interest and promoting aquaculture in a big way from all directions, 2030 should be a reasonable time frame for us to cross this milestone.
Right. I was actually watching on the DD News. So I was watching Doordarshan. So in the Doordarshan, they have shown the footage for Haryana, the farming. The other channels, the bigger channels, which are the private channels, are not doing such sort of coverage. So from your side, you'll have to make a real great efforts so that the awareness is coming up, because it's totally driven by profits. And you said they are not able to market. The produce is ready. So, sir, are you going to have a tie with them for like all they're going to, and how is it going to be transported? Means you have your vans or something, sir?
It's a digital platform. So we are using as a platform. We'll have logistic players registered in platform who will do transportation. We have the best buyers who will be in, on the platform. And one very interesting thing I want to add, that the Haryana farmers, basically today when they sell, they have to sell to Mumbai, or they have to sell mostly to Andhra, Nellore. And the fish from which is coming 60 kilometers or 100 kilometers back to Delhi comes from West Bengal or
Right.
Gujarat. So there is a perfect matchmaking opportunity where the domestic distribution also will play a big role in the farmers discovering a better price, because unnecessary doubling, tripling of costs can be eliminated when there is a transparent platform.
Yes, sir.
Then one more thing I want to add, which is very important. India's potential to be a global leader in sustainable aquaculture. By sustainable, we mean the entire sustainability aspects to be covered, because just like since we are starting new And today the world is so conscious about sustainability. We have a good opportunity to be sustainable in this, where we can take care of the environment, we can take care of social sustainability, all the ESG good government policies in today's need. Whereas the people who have already developed, like China developed 30 to 40 years back, that time sustainability was not an issue at all for them. And so those countries, somehow you produce. That attitude has changed completely. Now what we produce, we will produce the best quality, which is no antibiotics, no radiation, no chemical residues, which will really be healthy, and each and every stage, right from the brood stock to the finished market, data will be taken and stored, so that the data itself will market the Indian product. So that's what we envisage.
Right.
That's how, in addition to quantity increase, we should also look at value increase. There is a definite demand for more healthy food, and we should target at that market. That's the vision behind sustainable aquaculture.
Great.
मैं चाइना वाला पूछ रहा था
Sure. Beaches.
The video, we'll play the video at the main seminar.
Good afternoon, everyone. Sir, myself Sandeep from FM but intentionally I would like to ask some questions in Hindi. Sir, जैसे आपने बोला is very well explained by Saji sir that sister under sister, it's like a bridge. You are working between the farmers and the company so that you can give your best. But मैं एक चीज पूछना चाहूँगा sir. It has been already 9 years. The Modi government came in 2014. Then why it took 9 years to sign the first MOU, number one. And very well we know that India is very well connected climatically. We have got ample opportunity and lot of seas adjoining borders, they are adjoining to our shores and seas. We are, as very well said by you, that no doubt we have ample opportunities. We can cultivate any type of technically good sea fishes or octopus or the breeds. Then why you have chosen Rajasthan and Haryana when the climatical conditions you are not getting, instead of choosing the shores area? Third point, sir, are you very much sure that when you are choosing Haryana and Rajasthan just to cultivate, you can give the same quality of food, or the quality, you can match the same quality if you compare the same thing when you are talking about the shores like Bengal or even the Mumbai and other areas? And sir, under sister you are doing a very good work, no doubt. But I would like to know very frankly that what problems you are facing, what hurdles you are facing, that it is taking so long, and it took so long. When you yourself are telling that China has occupied 50% of the business, China has grabbed, and ample opportunity, a lot of scope we are seeing in this business. Then why we are lagging behind when so much technically you are well connected and Saji sir has joined this business long back? Then why is taking too much of time? Why we are not in that position so that at least 8%, and no doubt is very well. Why India is not coming up with 20, 25 or 30%? What hurdles you are facing, sir?
I'll take one part of the question, which is the last part of the question. Although I started 40 years back, initial period, the first 10 years was a golden period of aquaculture. Then for coastal aquaculture, there was some setback, and we moved, I personally although I was a consultant with other companies, international consultant, I had a break from aquaculture for almost 20 years. I started back in 2017. So from 2017, when I started back, the first thing I did was to go to all the coastal areas where we had given technology to see what has happened. So we have seen the processing factories have become very big, beautifully done, matching international standards. The hatcheries have grown larger, producing the feed mills have grown very big, like the Avantis and all, and a lot of international companies have engaged in all these aspects. But the individual farmer has remained the same. What technology we given 30 years back, still they are using. So only the growth has come only because of area expansion, not by productivity expansion or species improvement.
Sir, sorry to interrupt, means they were using the same old traditional technique.
So then we started, no? So coming back to the industry after 20 years is not easy. Then we studied what is it that required, where is the need for our experience and expertise. So then we started working on, we put up a R&D center in our own, we are in coastal area. We are in coastal area of Tamil Nadu. And we put up an R&D center. We started working on new species development, better this ecosystem development, how to create natural food to enhance growth, how to bring in probiotics, science-based application of probiotics to convert the waste into feed. So all these works and R&D that we have done is in the last 5 to 6 years. And after 2 years, after we created the world record last year in January in 22, then we decided we are ready enough to offer our expertise to others. So that's where we have launched these programs and started the R&D in 2017. And we are, in 6 years' time, we have reached where we can say that we can challenge any technology globally available. If you take each aspect of it, we can challenge them that indigenously developed technology, what we have developed, is the best in the world. So once we have that confidence, then we started offering that same to others. And we are already well established in coastal area. So we have found also where is the need, where people who have come up new and who need this. That's why because the question came for regarding Haryana, so I talked about Haryana. But we are very strong in coastal area. We are doing the maximum number of farmer enrollments have happened from Tamil Nadu. And Tamil Nadu was the original place from where aquaculture has come up. Initially, the shrimp farming. But now it's Andhra which is the leader of shrimp farming. That's because the Andhra government, even in that interim period, they given lot of benefit for the farmers. So they made it a state priority. So Andhra grew in a very big way. Whereas it was a non-priority in many states till 2014. So those states which are not promoting or which are de-promoting aquaculture, because of so many issues, they got energized only after 2014. And after 2014, the industry started giving, all these policies were created. But when a policy is created at government levels also, it takes time for that to percolate down to the last man, the 1 acre farmer who is depending on this as a livelihood, for him to understand. It will take time. So I think for an industry like this to evolve and mature take 30, 40 years. And if Indian government could do it in 8 to 9 years, it's a major achievement. That's what I feel. Any other technical things you can answer?
just to add on one data point to that. See, basically, currently the fisheries production is standing at around 60 lakh tons, which was a few years back, basically 8-9 years back, it was around 80. So we have already doubled it. But the potential to grow exponentially is even much bigger.
And to add, I think one part of the question was answered in Mr. Shadi Babijan's first reply. Earlier, the goal was to somehow grow and produce. But in the process, we have started using a lot of antibiotics and growth promoters, and the awareness started coming up, and now the sustainability is actually taking first priority over the production. So now, actually, we are now in the right time to promote sustainable products. That is one thing. And if you see, 2014 the growth started, but it took around 5 to 6 years for the government to announce a program called Prime Minister's Matsya Sampada Yojana. It started only 2019-20. So from there, I have to quote one example. There was one district in Karnataka which was having only 3 taluks, which is also an interior district, just like what we call Haryana, where the annual production was around 300 tons. With the implementation of Prime Minister Matsya Sampada Yojana, the production last year has increased to around 7,000 tons. And it is selected as one of the 5 aspirational districts in the country. So such developments, actually it will show the policy conceiving and incubation into a proper technology driven this one, and implementation. So it will have its own time zone to actually result in the form of production and visible production.
लोकल फिशरमैन के लिए सबसे बड़ा समस्या होता है इलीगल फिशिंग. बिग ट्रैवलर्स केम एंड सारा फिश लेके चला जाता है, और जो लोकल फिशरमैन होता है, पुअर फिशरमैन, उसके लाइवलीहुड पे बहुत बड़ा असर पड़ता है. क्या आपका टेक्नोलॉजी सिस्टा 360 के पास कुछ ऐसा टेक्नोलॉजी है कि उस इलीगल फिशिंग को रोका जाए?
No, sir. Sorry. This is a technology platform helping farmers to develop and produce more sustainably. Maybe in the future, when we are having more data, we could help, connect fishermen also to the platform. Right now, it's a platform for farmers.
Bigger event on 25th of September, the same venue, here it's Habitat Center itself, inaugurated by our Honorable Fisheries and Central Fisheries Minister Purushottam Rubala, to ask what all discussed over here in this press meet to become the proper leader in the aquaculture farming. So that all the delegates who has come for this press meet, especially Mr. Sanjay, Mr. Sandeep, and Delhi journals, I must thank to all of you to be here at the time. I know we are really sorry to keep you wait half an hour more. It's very late to start also. It's already time is 2 o'clock now. Once again, I thank to Mr. Shadi Babijan sir, CMD and other officials of Kings and Sister and all of you. Once again, thanks to all being here in the part of the press meet today. Thank you. And all